Okay, so I got asked to do a song, which I love to do. This is from John Newton. John Newton wrote this song a long time ago. It's called Amazing Grace. Amazing Grace. Oops, my camera's a little... Okay, I'll duck down a little bit here. I was gifted a book. I'll tell you about this in just a second. Don't let me forget, okay? Anyway, Amazing Grace has an interesting story behind it. John Newton's mama, God-fearing woman, tried to raise John Newton right. She did. Mama tried to raise him better. But John Newton ended up being a real roustabout, a rebel, a fighter, a drinker, and his father had never been there really for him. His father was a seafaring man. So John Newton very rarely even saw his father. And John Newton later went on to follow in his father's footsteps. John Newton, according to his own biography, became a seafaring man and went into business of being a pirate, eventually becoming the captain of a pirate ship, of all things. And he kept moving right on up the ranks. John Newton later on went to become the captain of a slave ship, moving right on up the ranks there. John Newton was the captain of a pirate ship and then the captain of a slave ship. Anyway, as the story goes, one night John Newton was in his cabin late at night reading a book, of all books that he could have been reading. And a friend of mine gave me this. This is from the late 1800s, this book, and I'm going to put this page back in there. It's falling apart, but from the late 1800s. This book is called The Imitation of Christ. I have not had the opportunity to finish reading this, but a friend of mine, I don't know where he found this book, but obviously this is a very, very old book. But John Newton, sitting in his cabin, and the ship is rocking to and fro. I don't know if you've ever been on a ship or a bus or a boat like that, but when you're in the lower bowels of the ship, you don't really notice the rocking as much. But anyway, John Newton got a tap on the door, and it was his first mate. And the first mate said, "We're all going to die. There's a huge storm, and the boat was rocking so far to and fro that it was dipping down into the water." And John Newton and the crew, and probably even the cargo of would-be slaves, knew that they were all going to die. John Newton, at that moment, thought of one thing. He did not want his mama to know that he died a sinner. John Newton went down on his knees and he prayed to the Lord, "Save our souls." Now, some of you may recognize that as SOS. In modern terminology, that'd be save our ship. But John Newton, save our souls. I'm sure you've already figured this out, that since the song Amazing Grace exists, that the Lord did, in fact, save their souls. And John Newton did something extraordinary at that moment. He turned that ship around. The sun came out, the skies cleared. He turned that ship around and he took those would-be slaves back home and he set them free. And John Newton went on to live a very, very blessed life. And John Newton blessed us with this song here. Amazing grace, how sweet the sound that saved a wretch like me. I once was lost, but now I'm found. 'Twas blind but now I see 'twas grace that taught my heart to fear, and grace my fears relieved. How precious deed that grace appeared the hour I first believed. Through many dangers, toils, and snares, I have already come. 'Twas grace that has brought me safe thus far, and grace will bring me home. I love this verse. When we've been there 10,000 years, right shining as the sun, we've no less chance to sing God's praise than when we first begun. Amazing grace, how sweet the sound that saved a wretch like me. I was lost, but now I'm found. 'Twas blind, but now I see. God bless. God bless. And thank you for listening. If I can get over to my camera here and shut that down. But once again, God bless you guys so much. See if I can figure out how to work.